Young people, welcome back. BMB in the house. All right, y'all, I'm excited. We got a really long handout today. You can see it, it's up there, right? And it's equations. It's solving equations, guys. Hopefully this isn't your first time. If it is, there's not gonna be a whole lot of teaching and instructing going on. We're gonna jump right into it and do the inverse operation. Matter of fact, that'll be the one thing I'm gonna discuss as we talk about solving one steps is, thank you, inverse operation. Again, vocabulary, vocabulary, vocabulary. The opposite of adding is subtracting, good. The opposite of subtraction is addition. Opposite of multiplication, division, and that's what we call inverse operations. So throughout this entire handout, we'll be doing one operation. And that one operation is the opposite of what we have. And guys, please make sure you check your solutions. I will not be checking every solution. It's going to take forever. And you'll be watching this video for about an hour. And you don't want to do that. 30 minutes, yeah, an hour. But here we go, guys. Let's make it happen. First one is y minus 7 is equal to 8. And if you recognize what I do, opposite of adding is subtracting. Opposite of subtracting is adding. So I'm going to add 7 to both sides, get a quick answer. Y is equal to 15. And again, guys, they're one step, so they can't go that fast. Moving right on over to the next one, I'm going to show the inverse. The opposite of subtracting 4 from P will be adding 4. So if I do it to one side of the equation, I'm going to do it to the other side of the equation. I'm sure you've had plenty of people that have told you that, right? So P equals 6. Number 5. I know, calm down. It's going to come up later. 98 is equal to B plus 34. And guys, recognize I'm going to write this one out to show a little bit more of what may have been shown in class when you had this lesson. Circle your variable, indicate what it is you're solving for. Do the inverse of the operation happening to the variable. So I'm going to subtract, because the opposite of adding 34 is subtracting 34. And again, now I can draw a line down equal sign. Sometimes you do that first, depending on your skill, who taught you. And the B just goes down. Nothing's happening to it. And of course, whether you want to say B equals 98, or you want to read it left to right, 98 equals B, you got to subtract the 34. So end up getting 64 is equal to B. And that's it, guys. And again, getting an answer, you always want to make sure you check your answers, especially in one step. If you got a calculator with you guys, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't believe any teacher out there is going to tell you not to use a calculator. If they do, you send them to my page. I'll take care of that for you. And number 2, guys, we're just subtracting 14 from both sides. Hopefully you're not having any integer problems. You know that negative 8 minus 14 is a negative 22. Again, moving on to number 4. Careful here that they're just moving some things around, but being careful with your integers. Again, you've got negative 13 minus 5, which is going to give you negative 18. Number 6, again, I see the variable. What's happening to it? They're subtracting 32 from it. So in this situation, I'll be adding 32 to the left side, also adding it to the right side, because if I do it to the one side, I gotta do it to the other side. We keep our equation balanced. In this situation, it looks like y is going to equal, mental math here, or maybe you gotta write it out, 31. So guys, that's the first 6. And like I said, guys, in the directions, and your teacher may do this, you're not gonna get credit unless you check your solution. So I hope I'm gonna get credit for checking my solutions, because I'm gonna check them. Not all of them, but some of them, right? So let's go back and verify that I know what I'm actually doing. The first one should be kind of clear, and noticing that 15 minus 7 should equal 8. Check. Got it. Next one, I got 6 minus 4. Huh? What? I did that on purpose. 6 minus 4 does not equal 6. I must have did something wrong. What did I do wrong? made a mistake. And if you've been here before, you know, I'm human, you're human. We're gonna make mistakes. Never give up, never surrender. And P is actually equal to 10. Let's go ahead and check that now. Box that, we know it's right, but hopefully, box them all, huh? Yeah. Let's get a serious checkbox. This is how I teach my students that are actually in a classroom with me. You know, distance learning, we ain't seen those in a while. But it's actually a check box, a box that I'm going to use to check my solution. And inside of it, I'm going to write the equation, plug in the value that I got. So plug in a 64, use a different color here, get that blue. And 64 plus 34 is what I need to do. And hopefully that equals 98, and it does. And I'll put a check. And then your teacher now sees on your line paper on your work that you have all these check boxes next to your equations that you solved, and there's no problem, right? So, yeah, check all 6, I suppose. There was a time at Rancho Junior High where me and the other algebra teachers did not allow our students to turn in their equation tests unless they check their solution. Right? There's no reason to turn it in knowing that you can verify if you did it right. So that was a really fun semester. No, it was. It was really fun. Shout out to Miss Ryan, Miss Heitzman, and Mr. Lammer. Back in the day, y'all, we used to handle that. Good job. So here's a nice big checkbox again, guys, that I am creating to check my last one, number 6. And again, there's no reason why you should get these wrong. If you have a calculator and you got some time, make sure you slow down and get these 1 steps correct. So plug in 32, because 32 minus 32, what? Yeah, 31 minus 32. And I think we got it, guys. I'm gonna have more negatives than positives. If you got a same change. You gotta always add the opposite, do what you need to do, but yes, -1 equals -1. It's checked. So, if I'm not mistaken, guys, we took care of 6 one-step equations. Depending on the student, that's a lot of work, but it's not a lot of work because a lot of that can be done in my head, right? Showing my work consistently, and let's get this mess out of here, and let's move on to the rest of it, right? What we got going on now, guys, is more 1-steps, and of course, they're gonna start putting some curveballs in. If those curveballs come in the form of a negative, come in the form of relocating, who knows? But I still don't see any multiplication or division. I just see addition and subtraction. So, lining her up, n plus a negative 28 is equal to 0. And again, I know it's a positive 28, that's what will make it 0, but show some work. The opposite of a negative is positive. It says plus, but if I were to subtract, I would not get rid of a negative. I need to use a positive, so I add, right? Easy enough, in my opinion. Let's move on to the next one, which is, honestly, I believe, testing your ability to do the same thing. We want to see, do you know that y plus a negative 10? I see my variable, I see addition, but if I subtract from negative 10, you won't get rid of negative 10. So I need to use a positive 10, absolutely. And 6 plus 10 is 16, and in my brain, I know 16 plus a negative 10 will equal 6. So you can be doing quick checks right here next to them, and boom, bang, pow. I'm not going to spend a lot of our time together. I cherish our time together doing checks. Yeah, if it was a multi-step with fractions and even some, I don't know, rational expressions, rational equations, then maybe we would check them because there's a whole lot more opportunity to make mistakes. But here, guys, as long as you're adding and subtracting and working your integers out, you should be okay. So one more time here where I see negative 19, so I know to cancel that, to eliminate it, to get rid of it. I need to add 19, so once again, negative and a positive. The positive wins, I get positive 18 is what t is equal to. And number 10, again, this is where those curveballs come in, and I always say, double negatives. So my eye sees it right off the bat. I've been looking at these things for quite a long time. I'm talking a decade and a half. So negative and a negative make a positive. So now it's positive 17 and now negative 17. So again, recognizing the inverse operation of adding 17 versus you saying the inverse operation of minusing a minus 17. No, this doesn't even sound right. But go ahead and get your final answer there. And once you've got it, check it. Pause it, check it. Finish up 11 and 12, which I believe I'm going to do with you. And then go back and check them, right? But 11 again is testing your ability to see what's going on, indicating the variables on the right side of the equal sign. So if you wanted to, sure, draw a line down the equal sign. But recognizing the integer that is being added is negative. Excellent. Adding 10 to 14 because I had to add 10 to get the D by itself to remove the negative 10. And number 12. You know, and I gotta say this too. Shout out to the music man, Mr. Joshua. Sometimes I gotta ask him, sometimes I don't. We've been jamming this whole time. I did not have to remind my man to put on that good working music. So, feel free to, in the comments, if you think there's some good music we need to put in the background, let us know, because it's all about you guys. So, wrapping it up, got that last answer. And again, guys, please make sure you do your checks. As I said, I'm not gonna check another 6 of these, or maybe I will. Or maybe I won't. I think I won't. And I think it's time for us to get it out of here. All right, guys. So moving on to the next portion of the handout. Again, it says solving one-step equations. And what's going to happen now as we had so many on this handout, you're going to recognize now we got a whole lot more. I'll be the first one to say that, yes, you need to do 50 of these. The more you do them, the better you're going to get, and it becomes kind of second nature. You know, it's like riding a bike. Just like that. It's something that you're going to remember to do. It's going to be easy to do. So there's 26 or so on this handout? Yeah. But again, you're always going to be solving 1 steps, 2 steps, and just getting the habit is excellent. So let's see how we do. Add 16 to get rid of the negative 16, and looks like that's it. Don't have an answer though for 13. Man. I just left me hanging on 13. Okay. 15. Oh, I know what we're doing. I don't want to get any answers. So 15 and 17 look pretty much the same, guys. I'm trying to get you with those double negatives, right? So go ahead and rewrite it. Now it's got plus h. So the h is positive. So what's the opposite of adding 4? You got it. Subtracting 4. So again, guys, I'm writing it horizontally now. I'm writing it next to it, and then I'm writing it underneath on the other side. So being that they're 1 steps, I think what I really want to do is do you recognize, do you see what you're going to do to solve it? And of course, separating multiplying and dividing from the adding and subtracting, because different, you know. So for 19, opposite of multiplying by 12, divide by 12. Number 21, the opposite of multiplying by 18, dividing by 18. So I'm really going fast in these 1 steps because if I'm doing a video on solving 1 steps, I'm going to do like 5 and do them real slow, real delicate, and make sure you get it. So if you're not keeping up with what we got going on, guys, it's not a big deal because you can always go back and check out another video. This is also in our 0 chapter where we cover some of the things you should know before covering this type of material. You know, but again, guys, I'm literally setting up every single one, allowing you to use a calculator to get your final answers, right? Whether they're a 1-step or a 2-step, guys, you're always doing the inverse. So what we have at the bottom now, as I'm writing in the green, is those are the ones where the variable is being divided. And what's the opposite of dividing? Multiplying. So if you can pick up on what I'm putting down, the red at the top, adding or subtracting to solve. The blue at the bottom is dividing to solve. And then of course at the bottom there, very, very bottom, that green, we are actually multiplying to solve because C divided by 4, the opposite of divided by 4, multiplying by 4. A divided by 16, the opposite of dividing by 16, is multiplying by 16. So I literally tell my students that when you see a 1-step and a variable is being divided by a number, then what's the opposite of dividing? Multiplying. And there's only 2 numbers there. So multiply those 2 numbers and you get your answer. So in 25, when you multiply 16 times 4, you get an answer. And number 26, when you're multiplying 9 times 16, you get an answer. And that's yeah. 14, 16, and 18. I guess I'm not showing you too much over there, but I will show you this. Get it out of there. So guys, again, if you needed a little bit more time with those sets, just go back and watch it again. Check out another video. There is so much great information out there. And literally pop in 1-step and slow down and get it. But again, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a little bit more here with the last bit of the handout. You know, not 26 questions, try 34, right? So negative 84 is equal to D divided by 3. What's the opposite of dividing? Multiplying. So I'm gonna multiply both sides by 3. So the answer is going to be 3 times negative 84. Undo dividing by 3. Undo division. And the 3's cancel on the right side. That's why we divided by 3. 3 goes into 3 one time. It's just D left on the right. And of course here on the left, guys, I mean, again, whether you're gonna use a calculator or you're gonna do it the old school way or the Common Core way, I don't care. Get the answer, right? Negative 252. Check it. But let's get into this video. And let's take care of the next one because I want to make sure I do enough of these that you can recognize the pattern, right? So in 29, T divided by 4, and you say right there, T divided. What's the opposite of dividing? Multiplying. So I'm going to multiply both sides by whatever they're dividing the variable by, 4. So in this scenario, negative 13 times 4 is your answer, negative 52. And then the other side, you just cancel the 4's. T. Now, am I going to show it? Come on, put it there. Give me some. Come on, don't leave it like that. Gotta have it. Show the kids what's up. Multiply both sides by 4. Told you you'll get that. Now, that's it. That's 27, 29. Now 31 and 33 though, woo-hoo ha. Or maybe we just keep with the practice with 28, 30, you know. But I know you can see it again and you can do it again. 31 is equal to a negative 1/6 n. Now here, you might look at this one and determine what to do. Thought I finished this one. Okay. We're going to come back and...
Died on you?
No. I died on myself last night, apparently. I got you. Out of 34 questions, I got to 30. And I just stopped. And I don't know if I was like, that's enough. I'll just tell them to do the rest on their own, or if I was just laying on the couch going, I don't know why I'm still doing this.
Yeah, that's a lot of questions.
Well, that's the thing, they're all one step. So each question, you just gotta add 6 to the number. You gotta divide it by 4. You gotta do a little bit of nothing. All right, I'll go to the restroom.
Let me stop it.